Hello YouTube, Tim here. I'd like to show you just a little continuation of my project making the horn bow. First of all, I'd like to say that tripods can be very dangerous things. Look at that. I can't believe I cut myself, of all things, on a tripod. Yeah, that's adjusting the height. My finger got pinched. I do all this crazy stuff with bows and saws, and that's what I do. I hurt myself with a tripod. So, let that be a lesson. This is what they start out like, clear and gelatinous looking, fitting because they're mostly made of collagen, collagen being the primary ingredient to make gelatin. So, after a little bit of pounding, I get these. Nice and white, milky, opaque. I can probably start pulling the fibers apart. This is about as well beaten as you can get them. To get them from that to there, I've been using very carefully a hammer. It has rounded edges, and I'm being very careful so as not to cut the fibers. Just trying to hit it, rotate, hit it, rotate, hit it, rotate, and so on. Little bits of sinew will flake off. Those usually aren't very usable. I go through the entire piece, and then I start over again and just keep pounding it until it's fairly soft and flexible. I'm not certain, but I suspect a little bit of heat could probably be used to make this whole process a lot easier, because as we know, gelatin and collagen, they soften at higher temperatures. That's why Jello melts. I'm holding my finger out not because I'm flipping you off, but because I don't want to get blood on this. So, forgive me. Anyway, we know that collagen softens at higher temperatures. We probably could try and elevate the temperature of this a little bit just to see what will happen. But I'm not really in the mood for experimentation on my very first horn bow, and since nobody else seems to recommend that, I'm going to take a pass. Just so you know, though, it's something in my mind and something that I'm considering and I may try in the future. Of course, in the future I'm planning doing things like trying nylon instead of sinew. Nylon has very similar elastic properties in terms of its modulus of elasticity, that is, how stiff it is and how much it resists being stretched, although it has a greater maximum elongation before it breaks. So that could be very good. That could be a very positive property. I'd like to try it. And I don't know of anybody who's really used fiber, nylon fiber. Cordage, yes, and that's worked out very well. Somebody made an Inuit style cordage-backed bow with nylon as a sinew simulant, and that worked very well. So I'm not going to focus too much on these ends here for the moment, but what I was doing is going over every single piece of it that I can, flexing it. Flex, 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 flex. What was suggested is that you, say, put it under your shoe and just rub it like that to try and weaken it, make it more flexible. And that's about it. Then I go through and I just make sure I'm twisting it, so I'm hitting it from all directions to try and break up as much of the collagen matrix as I can. This is extremely tedious. I can understand why bowyers of the past would want to have a few novices sitting around, a few apprentices to do the grunt work, so that you could focus on the important work of actually putting everything together and making sure it's perfect. To have an apprentice. For now, I do not, alas. And so I expect to spend at least a week. This is very tiring and just very slow work. I'm in no hurry, so I try and process, say, 3 or 4 of them at a sit. And at that rate, this could take quite some time, because I have more than 20. But that gives you an update on where my hornbow project is, and just a little more information about what I'm doing. If you have any thoughts, feedback, please go ahead. I'm always interested to hear it. Leave a note in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, YouTube.